Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are here to celebrate my 2-year, that's 2-year channel-versary here on YouTube. And what we're going to do is, if I did this right, this should be as a premiere video. So I should be able to be chatting back and forth with you if you choose to participate with me. And the video is basically me answering the questions that you guys have asked me over the past several weeks about my practice. There's a few personal questions in there, and it's on both sides of this paper. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Is I'm going to be going through these questions and hopefully chatting with you in the comments below, or chat box below, or however that works out, because this is my first premiere and I don't really know. So it's a learning experience for me. So 2 years, I cannot believe that I can even say that I'm at the 2-year mark, because this past year has gone by in a blur. And if you've been here for a long period of time, you probably saw my video of what 1 year on TerraTube was like. And I was very open and raw in that video, explaining what my experience was as a creator here in this niche part of YouTube. And I would have to say that year 2 has been much better for me. I mean, there has been my moments of hesitation, of reflection, of contemplating whether or not I wanted to, continue with this channel and that. But hey, here I still am. So yay, I'm moving forward now and seeing what I can come up with next for this channel. But the one thing I do have to say is, if it wasn't for you guys watching, if it wasn't for you subscribing, if it wasn't for you interacting and commenting on my videos where I can interact with you, I don't think I would continue it, honestly. Honest to God, I would not continue with the channel, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to connect with others who love the same things I love, or gain different perspectives from others, whatever it may be, here on my channel. And the only way I can do that is with interacting with you in the comments and that below. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to me over the past 2 years, to everyone that comments or likes my videos, or have now become a client of mine, or however you helped lift me up over the past couple years of being here. I appreciate all of you so much. And like I said, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys here. So I've reached a small little milestone on my channel, and I'm now able to initiate super thanks, which I have turned on, and I'm able to do channel memberships now. And I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with that. It is something I've been contemplating a lot, and I mean a lot. And I've probably talked my husband's ear off about it, because I talk about memberships all the time, and then now I can do them, and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to jump in that pool yet. But it is something that I am definitely thinking about. I just gotta figure out what the whole of it is that I really want to create here as far as community and that goes. So look forward to that coming at a later date, because I'm really going to try to put some sort of plan in place for that. So I don't want to ramble too much, and we've got a lot of questions to get to. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So the first question is, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is pink. I've loved pink ever since I was a little girl. That is my favorite color. What is your favorite music, and what do you listen to? Well, I have a very eclectic taste. I am very eclectic, period, in the way I decorate my home, the clothes that are in my closet. So it's no surprise that I'm the exact same way with music also. And I like a variety of things. I I was born in the 70s, so there's some 70s music that I like. I really like Fleetwood Mac and the old Stevie Nicks songs. Geez, I can't even think of anybody right now, but I grew up in the 80s and I was a teenager in the 80s, so music played a big part. You know, think big hair bands, Bon Jovi, Cinderella, Aerosmith, Warrant, Poison, Guns N' Roses. I loved all of those. But then on the flip side, I also liked Wham and Madonna, and I can't even think Rick Springfield. And you know, so I mean, I liked all of it. It depended on what crowd I was hanging out with at the time, is what music I was listening to at the time. I like pop music, but I really, really do enjoy country music. And I like the newer, fresh country music, not the old twangy stuff. That I can't stand. I like the new, more popish country music, and nobody in my family likes it. Nobody. So I have to listen to it when I'm in the car alone, or, you know, if I'm cleaning or, you know, alone during the day, I'll put some country music on and listen to it when I'm alone. But I really do. I'm a country girl at heart, and really enjoy that. So what are some of your favorite cards that you always look for in a deck? Let me tell you, honest to God, because I've been buying decks for 24 years now, I never, ever looked for certain cards in a deck that would help me determine whether or not I was going to purchase that deck. Ever. I never even knew that was a thing until coming to TarotTube and starting watching videos 5-6 years ago. Never heard of anything. I don't ever like turn a deck away because like one or two cards don't strike me right. It would have to be like the whole vibe of a deck. But I can show you my favorite cards and my least favorite cards in a deck. So the first favorite card in a deck is the Star card. I love the Star card. I've always loved the Star card, and I like that it's associated with Aquarius. Maybe that's why I am drawn to that. I don't know, but the Star card just fills me with that hope and that idea of belief and that sort of thing. So it is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Another favorite card is the High Priestess card. I really identify with that High Priestess energy, and it's one of my favorites in the deck also because of her intuitive abilities, that secret knowledge, knowing things, but not, you know, necessarily sharing things and that sort of thing. So I really identify with the High Priestess. So those are my two, I think, very favorite cards in the tarot deck. And my most disliked card in a tarot deck is the Judgment card. I absolutely cannot stand this card. It doesn't matter what tarot deck it comes from. Even this Earthwoman tarot that I think is so beautiful, I don't like this Judgment card. Even this Judgment card, which I think is beautiful also, there's something about it I don't like. I just think I don't like the Judgment energy, period. And that's my problem with it. And if I could have one card removed from a tarot deck forever, it would be Judgment. And I would not think twice about that. You could add 3 towers in place of the Judgment. I don't care. I just don't like this card. Give me an extra devil, whatever you have to do, but take out Judgment. I understand it's that light bulb aha moment, understanding what your lesson is from everything that you've done, what you how your actions contributed to the place you are in your life, and so on. I get it. I don't like it. Maybe I should do a deep dive into why I dislike judgment so much, because it is seriously my least favorite card. And if you've paid attention in videos, I say it all the time when I'm flipping through the decks. Oh, here's the judgment. I don't like this card. Here's the judgment. I don't like this card. So be prepared to hear that more, because it comes out of my mouth before I can stop myself. I do not like judgment in any form, no matter what it is. So the next question is, what are your 3 big astro signs? I'm an Aquarius sun, a Gemini rising, and a Leo moon. So double air and fire. And that shows a lot in my life. It explains, let's say that. It explains a lot in my life, being that double air and fire. It really. So, what is one card that you believe you read in an uncommon way? So, I've really been thinking about that question, and I'm just going to kind of lay out some cards here to see if something sparks in my mind about reading things in an uncommon way. I don't think there's necessarily 1 or 2 specific cards that I have a different meaning for. Because when I'm reading my cards, yes, I have the tarot knowledge. I understand the concept and everything of the tarot, but they are just a springboard. This is just a springboard for me when I'm doing readings. And I see wherever my intuition takes me after I jump off of this springboard. So there isn't one single card that I necessarily read in a different form or with a different meaning, because like the Chariot, yes, it's drive, determination, forward motion, that sort of, your ambition, gaining control of, 2 opposing things or whatever. But for me, depending on how it comes out in a reading, I may see it as a person's actual vehicle and something going on with their car, purchasing of a car, driving somewhere. It may take on that sort of meaning for me. So because I read the way I do, sometimes these, they just end up being something different than what the traditional meaning is. I start there, but I don't limit myself to that. So the next question, are you a morning or a night person? I'm an early riser. I have been an early riser pretty much all my life, because I used to work and I would have to be at work anywhere between 6 and 7 in the morning to get the office opened and things like that. So I was always up early. And then when I wasn't working, and I had to get up early to get my kid off and out the door for school. So I've always gotten up early in the morning. I need a buffer zone of time that I can have coffee and have a half hour or so to myself before I start talking to people, because I just need that minute. I need that minute to wake up. However, once I've gone past that 20 minutes, I am good to go. And I'm usually sending out emails to clients, responding to anybody who's messaged me. I'm doing some sort of work in some way in the morning, because I get the most done in the mornings. I'm definitely a morning person. My husband we are so polar opposites, and he is like a night person and everything. So yeah, I guess I would say I'm morning. Just give me that 20 minutes so that I can have my coffee, and then you can approach me all you want. Do you use crystals in your practice? Absolutely. Absolutely, I use crystals. I've used crystals from way back in the beginning. Matter of fact, I had crystals before I had Oracle or before I had Tarot. One of my favorite crystals is Angelite. If you've been here since the beginning, you might remember that I said I started out doing angel work and connecting to archangels and channeling angels and angel readings and that sort of thing. So I used angel light a lot, especially when I was opening up, trying to pull in that energy, meditating with the angels, that sort of thing. I would hold angel light. Another favorite that I've had forever is amethyst. I was drawing a blank for a minute, but it's amethyst. This is the very first pendulum I've ever owned. This little tiny thing here, but I really do like amethyst. So I even have a couple amethyst beaded bracelets. Those are a favorite. I like clear quartz. Sometimes I will use clear quartz to charge decks or to charge like a working that I'm doing. If I don't happen to have the crystal that I'm looking for or whatever, I will use one of my pieces of clear quartz. And you can't see it, but I've got like 4 bowls of different crystals out that sit in my dining room, which is my tarot room technically. So I have all kinds of crystals. Selenite is another one that I like. I have a couple selenite plates. I will use those to cleanse decks, to cleanse crystals, to cleanse my pendulums. I also, use them underneath my money bowl working, and I use selenite towers around the bowl just to give it an extra charge of energy. That's another one. I like rose quartz. I thought I had more rose quartz than this, but this is the only one that I could find. I like rose quartz. I need to do like big time work on my heart chakra, my heart space. It's usually very closed off kind of thing. So I have some rose quartz that I like to hold if I'm working with that, or I have a rose quartz pendant that I will wear and kind of let it sit right over my heart chakra area when I'm trying to work on my heart space. I love moonstone. I don't know if this is moonstone now that I'm looking at it. I'm showing this, but now I don't know if that's moonstone or not. But I like moonstone. I use moonstone when I do moon work, moon readings, that sort of thing. I'll get a piece of moonstone out to try to connect to that energy, but I haven't done moon readings in quite some time. And the past few years, I've really been drawn to labradorite. And this, let me see which side here. This is the biggest piece I own, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but the beautiful like blue flashes that are in there. And yeah, sometimes when I'm just sitting in here and I'm trying to connect or whatever, I will just hold this, big stone in my hand and connect to spirit, but not all the time. I have a lot of crystal bracelets that I like to wear, that I have a bowl full in my room of different types of crystals that I often like to wear. Yeah, so crystals have been a part of my practice before Oracle and Tarot ever were. So the next question is, when was the last time I did something for the very first time? Honest to God, I could not think of anything for that. And I was like, God, when is the last time? And then it finally dawned on me, YouTube. Starting this YouTube channel was a big deal, very big deal. I am a, believe it or not, unless you get to know me. When you get to know me, my full personality comes out and I feel comfortable with you and I'll talk and chat and everything. But if I was like out in a crowd anywhere, I would try to fade to the background. I'm very quiet and introverted and don't say much or anything. So this was the last time, starting my YouTube channel 2 years ago, was the last time I did something for the first time to really put myself out there in such a public way. Because there's no hide in this. It's not like I can keep this secret for only so many people to see. It's out there for everybody to see. So the next question, which tarot archetype do you fit most? 110%, I fit the Queen of Swords archetype. I don't think there could be anything better than the Queen of Swords to describe my archetype, honestly. I am very straight to the point. Just because I'm quiet and maybe not say things right away doesn't mean that I would like continue to let someone walk over me or, overpower me in some way. I will say it like it is when that time comes. I used to say that way earlier before the time came when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I've learned to hold my tongue just a little bit longer before I say something, but definitely the Queen of Swords. I'm not really wishy-washy in emotions. I'm just not. I don't cry easily I don't let any of those type of emotions out at all. As long as we can stifle those down, that's what I do. So it took me a while to embrace her, but I think she is a beautiful energy to embrace. And someone tried to use this as like to like knock me down a peg or whatever about you're just like such a Queen of Swords. I guess that was trying to be like a nice way of calling me a bitch, I think is what that was. And I was like, go ahead, I will wear that badge proudly. You say whatever you need to say to me. I'm good with it. So yeah, definitely Queen of Swords archetype. If you could only use one deck forever, what is it? First, I want to say I can't remember who posed this question to me, but you are literally killing me. That is no fair. That is not a fair question to ask me. I don't have the mental capacity to pick just one. They're like all my children. I'm going to gather them all up in my arms and take them with me wherever I go. When I was reading these questions to my husband and I had told him about it, he goes, oh, that's a good one. Which one would you pick? I said, listen, my tarot cabinet is close enough to the front door. If I had to run, I would just scoop a whole shelf into a bag and run out the door with it. That's what I said. But anyway, I thought about it and I'm going to have to go with my light seers. I was running down every one of my tarots that I could in my head and trying to think, oh my God, which one would I pick? What is it? And honestly, it would be this one. I thought I would pick like a traditional RWS. I don't want those regular boring images. Give me this. And I don't think I would ever tire of this, honestly. Because even if it's put away for a while, every time I get it out, I fall in love with it all over again. I truly love this deck. I know there's love-hate relationships going on with this deck out there, but for me, this deck is really everything. I connect very well to it. So, because I'm being forced to choose, I'm going to say this one. But in my heart, I don't have a favorite. I would take as many as I possibly could take wherever I was going. So the next question is, what is your why, your life purpose, your mission, statement, or goal? I don't really have a life purpose. I don't think. I don't consider myself having any of that. What I am trying to do while I'm here as a person is to just try to be the best person possible. I think it's very important to show compassion, to show empathy, and to be kind to people. I am here to try to be as kind to my fellow man as I can be. To open my heart, to open my mind, have an understanding of their views, of their opinions, whether I agree or not. They're entitled to how they feel. And to show them compassion or have empathy when they are going through their personal struggles. Because at a time in my life when I really needed people's compassion or their empathy, they didn't give it to me. And I remember that, and I remember how I felt in that moment also. And being older and understanding that and not being in that place anymore, I want to be as nice and as kind to people as I can. That doesn't mean I'm a doormat. That doesn't mean that you could come take advantage of me. It did years ago because I didn't know where that boundary was. But I could still be compassionate and I can still be kind to you and not be taken advantage of in the process. And I think sometimes people think that if they're too kind, then they're going to get taken advantage of. And I would rather be too kind, I guess. So I don't know if that's a mission statement or a goal or whatever. I just want to get through here and hope that I've made some sort of positive impact on somebody's life in some way and wasn't a villain of their story. And that's the way I see it. So, what places have you had the most spiritual connection to? The ocean. Honestly, I have mentioned before that I fought my husband about taking regular beach vacations, but it is a transforming experience for me when I can stand oceanside, feet in the water, just opening up to Mother Nature, opening up to spirit. It is like a whole different experience compared to just opening up and connecting right where I'm at here speaking to you. A whole different experience for me. So that has the most spiritual impact or spiritual connection for me. There's another place that I felt like that, and there's the place not far, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minute drive, that you have to walk out through this wooded area. And when I was younger, the path was well taken care of, and it was pretty easy to get to. It's a mineral springs, and it's beautiful. And you walk through all these woods, and then you get to this clearing of like this cliff area, and then the mineral water is, just spilling over the edge and everything, and it has this like coppery color to it, and it's just not the water, the rocks, I mean, and it's very pretty. And I always felt very well grounded and like connected, and it's very fey like. That is the very first time I really experienced like fey energy is in this wooded area. So that's another place, and I have not been out there in a long time. I mean, I think the last time, it was probably 10 years ago. I think our son was like 9, maybe 9 or 10. And the path had been grown over, and it's part of a state park also. So you would think that it would be better taken care of, and there was big trees that had to be stepped over and everything. So I haven't been out there for a while, so I don't know what it's like now, but I should trek on out there and see what it's like anyway. But it's another place I felt very connected to. Any place in the woods, I get a very spiritual connection in those areas. So my next question is, if you had to create an oracle card, what would it be? Self-empowerment. If I had to create an oracle card, it would be called self-empowerment. It would have the strongest woman figure or a woman on there that I felt was powerful and strong in some way. Big, huge letters, self-empowerment on it, because it took me a long time to step into my power. It took me a long time to not let people abuse me. It took a long time. And I think that is an energy that we need to instill in our young girls is self-empowerment, and that they can rise and they can do this, and they can fight for what they feel is right for them, and that sort of thing. So that would be the card. So the next question: how has your tarot practice evolved over time, and what changes have been most impactful? Well, not to keep repeating myself, I developed intuition first. Cards came second. So all the cards did, especially the oracle cards, was help enhance my intuition. So that's kind of how my tarot practice evolved. So the changes that were actually most impactful with all of that was me finally stepping into that place of confidence that I could do this. Stepping into the place of confidence to trust my intuition, to trust my gut, to trust what I was seeing in the cards, even though someone else sitting across from me wouldn't see that. They would see something else instead. And to trust what I was seeing, because just because they're seeing something else doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make me wrong. It's just we're different types of readers. And it took a lot for me to step into that. And I thank God, the gods, whoever, the higher power beings, that I learned this stuff before the internet. Because I think I would be in a different place if I was learning through the lens of social media. And the scrutiny and the I'm doing it wrong, I have to do it like them scenarios and that sort of thing. I am so thankful that I learned in the time that I did, that allowed me to gain the confidence that I needed to gain in order to do what I do. Honestly, I guess that's the most impactful, was gaining that confidence on my own to be able to trust my readings and to trust my intuition. And I'm going to tell you what, I trust my intuition. I've had too many things happen in my life that I have experienced firsthand with intuition that I can't ignore it now. It's a part of my everyday life. You know, like people say, well, tarot is a part of their everyday life. They have to throw cards and whatever every day. Well, I don't throw cards every day, but intuition is part of my everyday life. If I get a gut feeling, I follow through with it. I listen to what it says. So the best advice for learning and interpreting quartz in a reading. I had a hard time with quartz. I hated the court cards in the deck. I was like, I don't get this. What is happening here? And it's because I was trying to memorize what person was what person and so on. I strictly go by what suit they're in, and then pages are kind of a beginning. They're a student. They're a possibility. Knights are confident. There's courage there. They're go-getters. They're a forward-moving energy of some sort. The queens, they're nurturers, but in different ways with different strengths or weaknesses. And I look at that. And then the kings are, one level above those queens or whatever. That's how I look at them. And as soon as I started adopting them into my readings in that form, I didn't have any issues with them any longer. Just let it be like that, the energy of that suit, just as a continuation on from the 10, and then add the people aspect into it. At least that's what worked for me. Do you use tarot in a way you haven't shared? I think I pretty much shared all the ways I use tarot. I don't know. I mean, I shared a lot about the different ways I use tarot in year 1, but it was year 1, so those videos aren't watched that often. But I love to use tarot and magic. I love to use tarot and oracle together to set an intention, and then you throw some herbs and some candle work in with that, and you're building up that energy around setting the intentions with those cards and everything. That's been really powerful for me. I think mostly just like in the magic work that I don't often talk about much on here. Maybe that's something, if I had memberships, that I would do in the background, is talk more about that. What are your beliefs on how tarot works? Tarot is just a deck of cards. It's just a tool. That's all this is. That has images and meanings attached to it. Everything else comes from you. Your interpretation is through your lens, your experiences, your current reality. That's how I see it in a more logical, psychological sense. And then for me, I see it in a more channeling a message through me with the help of the cards and divine spirit. And I don't know how else to say that. So for me, tarot is nothing but a tool that is going to, if I put some cards down, is going to spark something in my intuition to read the cards in a certain way. Not necessarily just from the meanings of the cards. And I know people are probably tired of hearing that, but that's how I see tarot. I am the channel for the message. These are just a tool that I could use to bring that message forward by layering in the meanings of the cards on top of my intuition, or in addition to my intuition, or using the images on the cards in addition to my intuition. Because maybe there's a trip that is going to be canceled. I mean, just right off the bat, just looking at 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the Fool. And that idea of wanting to start that adventure or whatever, that Fool, there's your meaning of the Fool. But the 8 of Cups, you're walking away from something. So I may see these 3 cards together, and my intuition may say someone's going to cancel vacation plans, cancel a trip, cancel, starting something, back out on plans that maybe you guys set together. So that sort of thing. And it's not just, what we read in the guidebook as to what the cards could mean, at least for me anyway. So how do you arrange a deck when putting them back in order? I thought this question was funny because I thought, wow, how would I arrange a deck? I rarely put my decks back in order unless I'm going to get them ready to show on a video. So how would I arrange a deck? In my mind, I automatically go earth, air, fire, water. But I would not put them pentacles, swords, wands, cups. I would actually put them in the order of reversed. It would be cups, wands, swords, pentacles. I don't know why my mind always says earth, air, fire, water. It automatically goes to that every single time, but I would layer them in reversed if I was putting a deck together. What is your most popular reading with clients? And what is the favorite reading I do for myself? My most popular reading with clients is my year ahead reading. I've been doing these now for 12-ish, 13-ish, whatever years. And those are the ones I get the most orders on. They used to be handwritten when I started, then went to email, and then they've gone to video readings now. But yeah, that's my most popular reading with clients as far as orders go. My most popular reading in person is mediumship. That's, what loved ones do you see around me and that sort of thing. Favorite reading for myself. My year ahead. I like to do the year ahead, even though I'm doing my year ahead differently now, where I'm mixing it in with the omen days and everything. It is still one of my favorite things to do. I love doing that. I don't get scared by what I see in the cards. Let me tell you what, I can't tell you how many times the Tower has come out in readings, and the devil and everything else. It is what it is. I mean, isn't that life anyway? A bunch of ups and downs anyway. So who cares if it comes out early in the cards or not? I don't sit there and try to manifest it. But that is one of my favorite readings. And another favorite reading I do for myself is Mind, Body, Spirit. So, and you know, you start out with like 3 cards. Let's see, these are in order. So let's go like this. You start out with 3 cards. So you got mind, you have body, you have spirit. And I focus on like what my mind, my body, my spirit needs, or, you know, what they're trying to tell me. I don't know. I change the words up every time I do it. Then I may do 3 new cards to see what is the current block to this energy. So if I'm needing that energy, now what is my block to that energy is my next 3 cards. And then the 3 cards after that are how can I nurture my mind, body, and spirit. And then I would pull 3 more cards for that. And let me say this while we're doing it. 9 card spreads I think are fantastic, because if you happen to watch my August energy reading, a 9 card spread can give you so much information on any single topic. And here's another thing I'm going to encourage. If you are used to reading with spreads and spreads only, try reading without it. It is so freeing, and you get so much more out of the cards than the limited set prompts for the spread. So with this, if I'm looking at mind, body, spirit, I could say exactly what I did. Start out, this is our mind, this is our body, this is our spirit. And then here's our, you know, what we need and this and that. But then what about these other cards? And then look at how this and this are affecting each other. Come all the way down here to this corner, and then go all the way down here in this row. And then, you know, and then you could just start looking at the like triangles, the squares, the corner to corner. And I think there, what is this? Oh, in Lenormand readings, they have a block spread like this. So if you've never tried this before, a 9 card spread, and just let the reading flow and, you know, see what's going on in your corners, see what's going on in each little square and that sort of thing. Just see what kind of layers it brings to your readings, because it's a great, a really great spread to try out. Will you go back to journaling, and how much time do you spend on your practice? Well, I've never left journaling. I just stopped showing it on here. So if you mean, when will I start showing my journal on here again? It depends. I've been writing really personal things in my journal the past couple years, and I don't want to have to, I couldn't show most of it anyway. So that's why it's not on here, but I am still journaling. So I never really quit that. How much time do I spend on my practice? It depends. It depends on what I have going on in the month, and it depends on how exhausted I am. If I want to step away from my cards, I step away from my cards, and I don't beat myself up about it. I try to spend like a couple days a week pulling cards if I feel like it, or if I'm involved in something like the deck study I'm doing right now, and I was involved in that past life work and whatever like that, then I'm more heavily involved with my cards. But I don't really have a set amount of time that I spend with cards. It's just whatever I feel like doing is honestly what I do. The last question is, what are you creating, and what do you like to do with your hands? Well, I started out a paper crafter. I started scrapbooking, then I went to making greeting cards, and I had my cards published in like 30 some different publications at one time. And I did that for years. I have a whole craft room dedicated to my paper crafting, to my scrapbooks, and that sort. So I make journals. That's the big thing I do now, is mostly journals. I still do make greeting cards. I still make Christmas cards to send people, and mostly family now, and some friends and things like that. So that's what I do as far as creating with my hands. I also like to doodle. I don't think I've ever showed this on here before. This is just a little tiny notebook that I have not doodled in a long time, but I would look for images on Pinterest and then just try to recreate them here in my little sketchbook. Her and her wonky face and everything is one of my favorite drawings. I don't know why. She really is. And this is another one. These are another one of my favorite drawings right here. But yeah, and so are these. I would just look stuff up on Pinterest and then try to recreate it. But I haven't done it in so long. I think these were from 2 or 3 years ago. I have not done it in so long. This is Wednesday Addams, that it would take me a while to get back into practice. This is supposed to be this is supposed to be Tim Burton. But yeah, it would take me a while to get back into practice with that, to get that muscle memory going again, because I haven't done it. Because I tried to do it a few months ago. This is supposed to be Tyrion Lannister, but that's not very good either. My evil queen. But yeah, this is from just last year, and just trying to draw her was a struggle because the muscle memory kind of had left me, and that's why her face is all you know, crazy looking and everything. But I like to sketch, and I would just sit there while we were watching TV in the evenings and doodle in that little notebook there. Do I still make candles and pendulums? I do. I have not made pendulums since that last bunch that I made, and I think I ended up giving almost all those away as gifts. I think that's what I did. And then candles, yes, I still make candles. I made a Celine candle on the back of this moon candle. But she's not as fancy as my Aphrodite. And I am going to get ready to make a Persephone candle. I need to end my work or put my work with Aphrodite on pause for a little bit, because I want to explore some Persephone energy. But yeah, I still make those. I think I've talked long enough. And if you're still here chatting with me, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to my subscribers who have been supporting me over this past 2 years. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate the love that you give my channel. I really do appreciate all of that. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. And here's to another year on YouTube. So until I see you next time, bye.